Whenever your baby picks something up and tries to put it in their mouth, do you naturally find yourself doing this? But did you know that babies who don't mouth or aren't given the opportunity to mouth toys and safe objects are actually more at risk of being fussy and picky eaters, are generally more fussy when they're a baby, and they're at risk of developing fine motor delays? Now, as a new parent, you might instinctively prevent your baby from mouthing toys by either moving their hand away or removing the item because you are worried about germs, that they're going to choke on the object, or they're going to develop bad habits. But babies need to mouth on their hands and toys and safe objects because it provides them with a range of benefits that's really important for their overall development. Before we jump into those specific benefits for your baby, mouthing is just one activity that your baby does to reach those crucial developmental milestones in their first year of life. If you want to learn more about these milestones that you can expect in their first year of life, then make sure you click on the free developmental checklist in the description box below. So what are the benefits of mouthing? Firstly, it makes it easier to introduce solid food in the future. And that is for a number of reasons. Your baby, when they are mouthing teethers and toys, is actually getting exposed to a lot of variety of textures, tastes, and temperatures of those toys, which means it's going to be easier for them to accept textured food in the future. Secondly, it helps to move that gag reflex back and desensitize it. So initially your baby's gag reflex is towards the front of their tongue, and they will constantly gag on their fingers and toys when it is placed towards the front of the tongue because it is triggering that reflex. But the constant mouthing of toys helps to shift that gag reflex from the front of the tongue towards the back, and the constant mouthing means that it helps to desensitize that gag reflex and it's harder to elicit. Now this means it will be easier for your baby to play and interact with food once it's in their mouth, and because the gag reflex is less likely to be triggered. And the last reason is it actually helps to strengthen your baby's jaw, cheek, and tongue muscles, because when they are mouthing toys, their cheeks and jaw and tongue are moving in lots of fun different ways to explore that toy. And this is really important because it makes it stronger so that when they can eat food, they're going to be able to manipulate that food when it's in the mouth. Mouthing on toys in their hands can also help to build a stronger immunity, and that is because when they are chewing on these items, they are being exposed to the antigens in that environment, such as bacteria and viruses, and they are traveling down into their intestines, and that is triggering an immune response. Now, if a baby is being breastfed at that time or having some breast milk, then they are getting the antibodies in that milk, which is giving them some form of protection. Also, research is starting to show that failing to expose a child to the local viruses and bacteria in their environment can actually have a long-term cost, such as increasing the risk that they might have allergies or develop asthma or have an autoimmune disease. Mouthing is also extremely calming and soothing for babies. It's actually a reflective behavior that they do inside the womb, and they continue to do this when they enter the world. And that is because it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is essentially a system that helps to calm a baby down. So they will often suck on items or their hands and fingers, particularly to help soothe them or help them fall to sleep. It is also how they explore and play. So at around 5 to 6 months of age, a baby can grasp a toy and hold it for a long period of time, but they cannot isolate their fingers to poke or prod or stroke that toy. So what they can do is move their mouth and their tongue. So they place those toys into their mouth, and then they explore the texture, the taste, and the temperature of the toy by moving it around in their mouth. As your baby gets older, so towards that 12-month mark, they will actually decrease the amount of mouthing that they are doing because they can now isolate those fingers to explore the toy and they don't need to use their mouth. So up until 12 months of age, mouthing is predominantly the way they explore and play with toys. Mouthing and gnawing on teethers and their hands and toys also helps to relieve teething pain. So one of the symptoms of teething pain is gum pain, and a proven way to relieve that is by applying pressure to the gums. And babies are extremely clever and they work that out. So they start to put toys and objects into their mouth and This increases a lot just before a baby's tooth erupts because it helps to relieve some of their pain. Now, if you want to know what toys are great for this age to help with that teething process and give your baby the ability to relieve that pain, then check out this video. And if you want to know what toys are great for your baby to play with and that are safe, knowing that they are going to mouth it, then check out this video. Make sure you get that free PDF document in the description box below, and I will see you next week where I'll share more parenting tips and tricks.